The US is drowning in debt and demand for its treasuries is fading fast. But what if I told you there's a way for the government to slash interest payments, drive bond demand, and send Bitcoin to the moon, all at the same time? Welcome to BitBonds. So there you have it. Now I find it very interesting because I have actually broached this topic in one of my earlier videos. But as the Bitcoin is gradually enshrined into the global financial monetary system, there's bound to be more products, and we are seeing evidence and signs of this, and today is no exception. It's just another example, and there's going to be heaps of more type of financial products that is going to include a component of Bitcoin within it in order to substantially increase the rate of return on the financial performance of these products, with the aim of making money and to provide an answer to various problems out there, whether it's inflation, or whether it's currency debasement, currency devaluation, a destruction of our time and energy held in our cash deposits and in our cash bank accounts. Well, there's an answer to each and every one of those issues, and also against the excessive money printing, as we all know, that governments and central banks around the world are akin to, and have a bad habit of continuing to do that in order to satisfy the needs that they may have today, and also to address their ever-growing national debt. So incorporating Bitcoin as a component feature of any type of financial products out there makes sense, because we all know that the trajectory and the exponential growth factor of Bitcoin, given its scarcity, there's only going to be 21 million Bitcoin ever to be circulated in the network. So why I found this Bit bond, which is like an example type of a Bitcoin backed bond. We all know that the US Treasury, as with every other national treasuries out there in the world, they all suffer weak demand of their currencies, and it's set to continue to decline in value over time. I think we can all agree that, and that is a problem. The governments need to find a way to make their bonds issue more attractive to its investors, because we are seeing in the last years, and particularly it's been exacerbated by the COVID, well, there's a lot of investors who are really up to their eyeballs in investing in government issued bonds or debt, right? Because they know that the rate of return isn't at all attractive to their needs. So this is another driver. Well, the answer, or one of the answers provided by this Bit bond, is, as I said, to incorporate a Bitcoin component into, let's say, a US Treasury government issued bond. And by doing that, you're kind of repositioning and making the government bond more attractive by providing a much higher, much more attractive rate of return at the end of the tenure of that bond. So when the bond matures, not only will the government will be in a position to pay back its loan to the investor who originally bought it, but not only that, they can actually make more money in terms of increasing, and this is where the clever aspect of the Bitcoin component comes into play. Given that the Bitcoin will provide a much greater return, it will actually significantly surpass the interest rate that the government would have to pay to the investor. They'll be able to cash in the difference of the normal interest rate attached to the original bond versus the market value of the Bitcoin itself. And that difference, that accretive difference, is like the cash cow element for the governments to make money out of this repurposed or repackaged government bond, which is backed by this Bitcoin component. I think this is absolutely fantastic idea, and like I said at the very outset of today's video, we're going to be seeing many more of these type of financial ingenuities in terms of new financial products, and particularly where they're going to be incorporated within them the Bitcoin itself to make it more fancy, much more attractive in the eyes of the investors. And Bitcoin backed bonds is actually one of those financial ingenuity products. And the reason why it's been mentioned here is this is yet again one of the financial ingenuities provided by Michael Saylor and his company. Now it's rebranded as Strategy. It used to be called MicroStrategy. Now it's been changed to Strategy. And what makes it uniquely interesting for the governments who are going to be buying into this quite rapidly, and that's how governments will be able to make money, and that's how governments could actually tackle part of the problem of reducing their national debt. I think this is a fantastic idea, and this is yet again an example of a win-win situation for both the investors and the governments, actually making money as a result of bolting on this Bitcoin component into its government-issued bonds, right? It's important because this year's catalyst is going to be the battle of the sovereigns, which means that the sovereign nation states will be competing with one another in order to incorporate their Bitcoin as a strategic reserve asset in their national holdings. And by doing that, they're going to, at some point, will have to take care of how to make their government bond products more attractive to its investors. And like I said, I think the only solution is this precise solution around offering the Bitcoin-backed bond. So if you found today's episode interesting, please don't forget to hit the like button and to share the video to your friends and colleagues at work, and also to subscribe to my channel. I regularly post some interesting videos such as this, anything to do with Bitcoin, blockchain technology, and the future of finance. So I'll see you next time.